It's good old-fashioned yours truly, none other than Jet Cola Can't Melt Steel Beams. Today we're going to do some post-game, end-game leveling. I'm going to take you through Kamurocho Dungeon, and later on, final, not true, Millennium Tower. True Millennium Tower, I suppose will probably hit up sometime over the weekend, and or possibly sooner thereafter. But right now we gotta make sure that our characters are fighting fit and ready to take that thing on. So without further ado, let's begin. Initially, the Kamurocho Dungeon kind of doesn't seem like much. However, as you progress further on, and start encountering some of the vagabonds in there, it becomes pretty lucrative in terms of getting experience points, whether you're trying to beat the game or whether you're trying to get some more achievement points. So we're gonna hurry through this. At first it doesn't seem that terribly lucrative, but as you head further on in and encounter some infested vagabonds, then you'll start getting experience points like it's nobody else's business. So we're actually gonna switch out Eri with Nanba. I think Nanba has an AoE attack. I hate these guys. I fucking hate these guys with a living passion. Oh wait, he was standing right there. Really? That's it? Oh wow, it hit! Holy mackerel! This is a freaking miracle! Jeez, Junji Han, I swear, he couldn't hit the broadside of the barn. He's like there you go again. He's like the Brady Quinn of hammer wielders. You have no idea how much that pains me because I'm actually a huge Notre Dame fan. Okay, it's better if we can take him out. God damn it, this dude is taking way too fucking long. What the? Did he just... You saw that, didn't you? Okay, this guy is fucking pissing me off. This Master is 6 or whatever. And let me guess, Junji Han is gonna miss. Oh. Whoa, this is a miracle. Holy mackerel, that's amazing. These guys are going to take a million years to beat. Let me get. I'm just going to say, you know, these guys are probably going to take like a million years to beat. Oh, what do you know? All it took was just that. Alright, so without further ado, we continue on to... God damn it, I hate these noblesse of beasts of you guys. Oh, no. Let's get out of here. Oh god, not this guy again. Oh my son of a bitch. Don't care, take them out, do what you have to do. Really? That's all it did? Thank God. Seriously, those invulnerable billboard guys are a pain in the ass. God damn, I hate these guys. I did something what I told you. Alright, Brady, get back to your fucking... Oh wow, none actually killed someone. I'm impatient right now and I just want to kill these guys. Shouldn't he say da 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 da? You know, the way you know, whatever. I think he has different call-outs for. Oh, there, right there, a vagabond. All right, let's. Had to take him out before the others did some weird voodoo shit, like they usually do. So, as you may have noticed, we are now on the endgame playthrough, and I haven't really been able to give my thoughts on the game itself. That's THOUGHTS. And well, as I've said before, you know, I enjoyed the game a lot. You know, I thought there were people who thought the merging the role-playing game elements with Yakuza's typical beat-em-up style. There are people who were a bit skeptical, but suffice it to say, you know, it worked tremendously, and we're not going in there because you got those guys with trash bag, you know, wearing trash bags who take a really, really long time to beat. If they were a UFC fighter, they'd be like Nate Diaz. But you know, I hesitate to attach a numerical value, and you know, I don't like. You know, I come from a profession where where decisions that impact millions of folks are made depending on qualitative and quantitative assessments. And what are quantitative assessments, you know, numerical assessments based off of? You know, they're based off of a certain criteria, you know. So when I see, movie reviewers, video game reviewers, you know, attach like a numerical value to their reviews, like a 9 out of 10. What the hell does that, you know, 8 out of 10, what the hell does that mean? Do you add like a 0.5 or a 0.1 for everything you like? Do you subtract one from stuff you didn't? I mean, you know, do you weigh more towards gameplay? Do you weigh more towards, you know, it's arbitrary. You know, what's the point of having a numerical value, of having reviews with a numerical value if you don't have a set criteria? So, which is why I like, you know, how movie reviewers like Siskel and Ebert, now Ebert and Roper, and now it's just Roper, I think. You know, and the video game review site Kotaku, you know, review things. You know, they don't tell you, they don't attach some, you know, numerical value that doesn't really mean anything. You know, they tell you what they liked and whether they think you'll enjoy it or not. And I enjoyed Yakuza tremendously. I think this is probably the best game to have come out in a long time. I don't play a lot of games. I was an avid gamer probably like a decade ago, back when I had time to do it, and back when I didn't have all these other concerns like paying the bills. As I've said before, it ranks in my top 10, probably a top 10 that also, you know, includes games like Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Neo, and Sekiro. All, you know, all like Yakuza Like a Dragon, all of which are fairly recent titles, having come out within the last few years. I thought that seeing a role-playing game elements in a modern day, in a modern setting, in a contemporary setting, was a nice touch. I liked how they managed to blend in, those role-playing game-like elements. Seeing folks wield swords, spears, just like you just saw Sa-chan. How they managed to work that in there, and it has a narrative an engrossing narrative with a likable character. To whom, I think a lot of people can either relate, or with whom a lot of people can sympathize. Oh, great, another infested vagabond. See, what did I tell you? It's like raining experience points in the air. Son of a bitch, I hate that. I hate this army over that. What I like about, Ichiban Kasuga, the protagonist, is that he's not like, one of the main protagonists. It's that he's not, well, the main protagonist, but one of the main characters, nevertheless. Is that, he's not perfect. He does some pretty sordid and some often very silly things throughout the story. But despite being subject to some very, very terrible circumstances, he goes to prison for a crime he didn't commit to protect a guy who, by the end of the story, becomes probably the antagonist. Despite going to prison for what's essentially the prime of his life, despite ostensibly being betrayed by a man whom he saw as his father, and who eventually turns out to be more than that, and despite having to start over from rock bottom twice, he still retains his love of people. You know what I mean? He still sees the good of people, even in the antagonist, whom we thought was irredeemably, was too far gone to be saved. He has this wonderful, wonderful sense of optimism and wonderful belief, and kind of like a weird, in a way, despite him being obviously a killer, a person who beats up and probably even kills people for a living, Yakuza, a mobster, a made man. Well, maybe not necessarily a made man, but you get my drift here. He still has this belief in people, and there's a certain childlike innocence about him. And I think, he's like he's pretty much an otaku, and a video game nerd on top of that, on top of his rough exterior. To see that sort of thing, a protagonist who, with those kinds of traits, was pretty refreshing, and pretty much protagonists in most video games are like, are pretty much either ultra serious or are completely dead serious. And well, please don't be a degenerate. Okay, what do you know? Mallet of Fortune. I wonder if what's his face can equip this. Oh, okay, it's kind of pretty. He already has a better weapon than that. And of course and he finds. And for a guy who was pretty much orphaned, raised in what was pretty much a whorehouse, or as a soap land, as they call it over there. All his life he'd been kind of and looking for a sense of belonging, and in this weird motley crew, does he find it? I mean, this is a really quirky, motley crew, but they eventually grow on the protagonist. I think they actually hit it off from the get-go. And I think they eventually grow on you. I mean, they have their own quirks. They have their own stories to tell. And the game does a wonderful job of making you care about them. If for no other reason than if nothing else, to make your party more effective in battle. I mean, I found some of their stories even just as interesting, if not more so, than Kasuga's itself. I mean, with Nanba, you have a guy whose motives are initially shrouded in mystery, but eventually, as he proceeds throughout the story, during the course of the story, he eventually comes to be a guy whose loyalty, despite some bumps in the road, is unwavering. Aside from that, I love the setting. The game, the various cities here, the various districts here. I mean, really, as is the case with all the other Yakuzas, the cities look amazing. They really did a great job. Sega once again outdid themselves in making the setting come alive, and making a narrative to boot that accompanied it. In addition to that, you have obviously an engrossing narrative, which, if you've seen all those Eastern crime dramas, pretty much fits the tropes, the betrayals, and whatnot. But it's these characters that, like Kasuga, that pretty much make it better, that add on to it. And after that, you have an engaging, captivating gameplay that complements it nicely. So that being said, I enjoyed Yakuza Like a Dragon tremendously. This is a great game, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else they have to offer, what else Sega has to offer in terms of this series. So as you can see, I've Kamurocho Dungeon, despite starting off a little slow, becomes, further you delve, the deeper you get into it, the more infested vagabonds you face, the more XP you get. If these guys have a, because I can't see, so that's, it comes like we'll go see what's up there. There might be another infected vagabond if memory serves. wasn't really interested in fighting those guys. Okay, now I only see the Asian equivalent of Boys to Men over there, so we'll just back away. It's either the Asian equivalent of Boys to Men, or either that or the local chapter of Heaven's Gate. Can't believe I remember that. That was like what? That was like what? Almost 30 years ago that happened. You know, that mass, the mass suicide of all those cult members. Big thing, pretty big thing in the mid '90s, particularly when all these you know, bizarro new age cults were all the rage. Nowadays that's what we have QAnon for. Let me see. I don't recall seeing these guys before. Oh, goddamn, please don't tell me there's an infested vagabond with them. Oh, I mean, please tell me if there's one, but apparently there isn't. Excuse me, got a troll. We'll be right back. We can flee, right? Thank God. Didn't feel like facing those guys. So that's a quick run through of the Kamurocho dungeon. If there's another floor, then then suffice to say I have not seen it. So now we're going to head over to, what is it, the final Millennium Tower, not true Millennium Tower. True Millennium Tower is pretty much the final and ultimate endgame dungeon. These are both takes on the somewhat supposedly harder versions of the final dungeon of the game. Each as rewarding as the last. I mean, we're in it for the achievements, so. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I cheated a little bit. Didn't feel like leveling up Freelancer or some of these other jobs, so I took them up a little bit. But you know, what are a few cheats among every other achievement? You know, I tried to get with at least some veneer of legitimacy. And I'm confident to say that we did that. The only cheats I ever probably used were to help me with the mini game. And yeah, that's probably it. Pretty much upping the shareholder happiness. Oh god, not this Master 6 again. And basically going through the shareholder meetings that way. I've heard, aside from that, everything else somewhat legit considering. Oh damn, now I finally killed someone. That and I work, you know, I just like to complete the story. And you know, I'm OCD about achievements. So sue me. Not da-da-da-da-da. I think I'm gonna go get Chick-fil-A tonight. Man, that was the greatest flop if I've ever seen one. No, aside from that move that guy pulled it back in the dungeon where he leapt up in the air and fell down. And fell seamlessly to the ground. I know, I guess the animation must have been a little late on that one. Ah, that's the term I was looking for to describe the cutscenes for the moves. Animation. Right? Is it animation? You know, who gives a shit? Ah, come on, be cool. Oh, holy shit, Junji Han actually hit something. First time for everything. Damn, he has a hard-on for, what's-his-face during this fight. There it is again. That weird-ass flop. Kill them 10 times before they hit the ground. Oh my god, here we go with the pervert shit again. Damn, this pervert dude is built like a fucking tank. So let's sub him out for. I haven't used the Dachi in like forever, and looks like I see no reason to discontinue that. Particularly when the other characters are more dynamic. Okay, how the hell can that fat guy... How the hell is that fat guy faster than some of our... Okay, you know what to do. Oh god damn it! You're almost out of chips, aren't you? I have no time for this. Really? That's. Okay, what the hell's that lone shark built out of? Haha, nice try, asshole. Oh wait, that motherfucker called backup. Fucking jive turkey ass son of a bitch. Really? That's it? After such an epic wind-up? Yep. Haha, you already played that part a few minutes ago. You only get one, baby. These guys bore me. Well, at least he attacked with a sword rather than a gun. This time. Wait a minute. Just the longest it's taken to beat these guys. I blame Juji Han, of course. Whatever the fuck his name is. for a second I thought that said explosive Wojak. That would have been strange. No fucking. God damn it! Get your shit together, Sachan. Okay, you can consume by, but you can still dodge. How does that happen? How does that happen? I think this is going to be the fight with what's his face. I think this is where I died yesterday. I was so pissed at that. So pissed at that. We'll elegant slash our way through. Let me guess. Okay, how the hell did this 90% naked guy survive that fucking blast? I don't get it. But she gets killed by a compass. He survives that shit just to get killed with a compass. I hate these three guys. I really do. Oh, come on, just hurry. Come on, let's not stand on ceremony here. And you got this Edison guy, or whatever the fuck he is. Alright, you know what to do, Sachan. I hate this Tinkerman guy. This Ted Kaczynski looking dude. Hey Ted, I thought you eschewed technology, you lying goat fuck. I'd stick the dogs on him, Costa. I'm getting tired of this shit. I think the fight after this is the Mad Dog fight. Yep, I was right. So how about the Knights? Holy mackerel! I mean, got past the Avs, slaughtered the Canadians in the opening game. No, I think this is the year, bros. I really do. I think this is the year. I know I've been saying it. I said it last year. I said it the year before, and the year before that. It's 80 billion times the charm. And it wouldn't have been one of our podcasts without that legendary suplex. Atta girl, Sachan. And I think I'll do it for our playthrough tonight. I may be back later on tonight to actually wrap up complete the rest of the tower. But I thought this was a pretty good leveling session. Nevertheless, showed off Kamurocho and some of the Kamurocho dungeon and some of this Millennium Tower. If I'm on tonight, we'll see about finishing up Final Millennium Tower in preparation for what I hope will be true Millennium Tower, and finally closing the book on Yakuza. Well, that about does it. Good night and good luck. Good night and good luck. Good night and good luck.